Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Business Talks. I am your host, Chawanne Burns. In today's episode, we are going to discuss the new year. Hopefully, you guys are having a great new year in your new year celebration, whatever you did. If you stayed at home, whatever you did, you had a fantastic week or overnight, whatever you want to call it. We got a couple of things that I want to discuss. Kamala Harris, as for one, I don't know if you guys watched. I think it was on NBC, or no, this was CNN. CNN. There was a co-host, Whitney Cummings, and her post went viral, or what she said went viral about Kamala Harris. So we're going to view that. Also, there's been a tragic incident, and they're calling it a terrorist incident in New Orleans for, the celebration. It was an individual that plowed through a crowded street on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, and subsequently it took the lives of 10 individuals. And 2 police officers are listed in fair condition. So we'll discuss that on today's show. So you guys stay tuned for another episode of Business Talks.
Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad. Something like this.
You guys put in the chat. Let me know where you're viewing from. Please put in the chat. Let me know where you're viewing from. I see we have Celeste Hodges in the building. Hello from Texas. Read this morning, Kamala got a $20 million book deal. This sounds suspicious. I seen a post probably a couple of weeks ago saying that they were speculating that she's going to get this astronomical big book deal. But, I don't know why. Kamala's not going to write it, number one, and she's probably going to be some falsehoods in the book. But anyway, so she's set to get this $20 million book deal. Maybe the $20 million is to cover the $20 million deficit in her campaign. One can only speculate, okay? Allegedly. And you didn't hear from me, okay? Noble Young, what is good? Tyrell Harris. Happy New Year to you from New York. Happy New Year's to you. Praying for everyone that was involved. Yes. As you file in the room, don't forget to hit the like button. Yes, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe button. Kennard the DJ, what is good? It's always great to see you. Stephen H. Chicago is in the building. Book flop. I totally agree with you. Like I said, it might just to be to cover the expense of the $20 million deficit. One can only speculate. I'm just putting that out there. It's Celeste. You're absolutely right. It's very suspicious. You have a $20 million deficit, and then you might get this $20 million book deal. Okay, Kamala. Tyrell says these book deals is just money laundering ops. Yes, I totally agree with you. So you guys, without, BSing around, we're going to get to our first story of the hour, and that is Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, I don't know what she did for the holiday weekend, and I'm not for sure. I'm pretty sure she had some type of celebration, but fortunately for Kamala Harris, some people just would never forget Kamala Harris because of her whole campaign. Her presidential campaign was an unforgettable campaign, whether it be good or bad, but it was totally unforgettable. And we could say that too about Donald Trump, because he has some viral moments that would go down in history as the most viralish trolling moments. And as for Kamala, she will have some moments that will forever go down in history as the most cringiest moments because of some of her word salads she said, and she repeated herself over and over again. And then she had some things that she could not answer, and people were roasting her on it. Okay, you had people actually doing memes and recreating their Kamala skits more frequently than Donald Trump, which is pretty odd because remember when Donald Trump came to the scene, everybody was impersonating Donald Trump. All the comedians, we could say. All the comedians, we could say everybody was impersonating them. But now, if you look back over this last presidential campaign, everybody was roasting either Kamala Harris or having these mean character moments about Kamala Harris. But anyway, this is on Times Square when they were just doing their celebration on CNN. And this moment would never, and I don't think this lady will ever be invited back to CNN because of this, but this was classic. You guys take a look. Oh, let me turn on the audio first.
2024 election fried our brains. The Democrats couldn't hold a primary because they were too busy holding a body upright. Are we still rolling? Am I off?
Go for it.
It was amazing that the pro-choice party didn't give their voters one when it came to the presidential candidate. Kamala was forced on us so hard you'd think she was patented by Pfizer or Moderna, whichever one's. Oh, God. Andy just gave me a very scary look.
No!
You guys, did you catch that? Did you catch that? That was crazy, okay? You had Andy Cohen and Andy, what's the other guy's name? The real Andy Cohen, which is the Bravo TV owner, and the other guy that actually is a journalist on CNN. And she absolutely roasted Kamala Harris. Now, it is saying on this Newsweek, it says Whitney Cummings, CNN roasts a failed presidential candidate Kamala Harris, and President Joe Biden has gone viral. The comedian made an appearance on CNN New Year's Eve live special alongside Anderson Cooper. I couldn't remember his name, but Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen, and her fiery jokes targeted towards the network and the Democrats have quickly taken offline. They took it offline? What? Why would they take this offline? It's so funny. You can't take a joke. Oh, so if the joke is true, then it's hurtful. Like, come on now. I thought it was funny. Newsweek has reached out to the representative for CNN and Cummings outside of normal working hours via email for comment. Why it matters. The roast is significant because CNN is one of number of mainstream media outlets which have been accused of partisan bias towards the Democratic Party, President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris over the years. And a survey from the Pew Research found that about 3/4 of the U.S. adults believe news organizations tend to favor one side when presenting news on political and social issues, while other 22% thinks the media deals fairly with all sides. I'm Pew Research. I'm wondering, who did you research? Only because some people might say this research is biased because your sample size was not the normal sample size. You got to take liberals, probably your sample size should have been 50% liberals and 50% conservative to say, oh yeah, you got a legitimate, or let's say 35% liberals and conservatives, and the rest libertarian or the Green Party, or what do you want to call it. So some people might argue, oh, this is skewed. We got to see the sample size, or we need to see who they took the samples from. But anyway, or this survey from. But anyway, and it's saying what to know during the special. Cummings said, the Democrats couldn't hold a primary. There were too many busy holding up a body upright, referencing to Biden's criticism over his age, and his performance of the 2024 presidential election. And it says it's hard to see Cooper's reactions from under the umbrella, but co-host Cohen has a mock shock face before Cummings asks, "Are we still rolling or am I off?" Cohen managing a thin smile. Go for it. And Cohen, he's with the mess. He's the owner of Bravo TV, and they only film or shoot messy productions on that network. And no shade, that's because he's in reality TV space, so he was there for it. He likes the mess. And it's amazing that the pro-choice party didn't give the voters one when it came to presidential candidate. And she added, Kamala was forced on us so hard, you think she was patented by Pfizer. We could just say Whitney Cummings is based. She probably voted for Donald Trump. One could only speculate. Okay, allegedly. This clip has quickly got viral with conservative commentators, MAGA members, and media personalities sharing the footage on X, appearing to savor the opportunity to critique a network which is widely considered to lean Democrat. Colin Rugg, a conservative commentator who is prominent on X, shared the footage, as did Nick Sotor, Derek Evans, and several other conservative commentators. Okay, so yeah, I thought that was hilarious, and we could only just. I hate to use the word speculate again, but we can only speculate that Whitney Cummings will not be invited again back to anything. And is Whitney Cummings, is she? Oh yeah, she's a comedian. She's a comedian. So it's good. They had a comedian. You got to keep it interesting. I'm curious to see. Now, CNN might have been offended. Maybe Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. Probably not so much Joe Biden. Joe Biden, I don't think he gets offended that much. But Kamala Harris might have been offended. But I'm wondering if left-leaning viewers were offended by her roast. I'm wondering if it ticked off anybody on the left-leaning side. So anyway, that is that. Okay, we're not going to spend too much time with that. I thought it was funny. Okay, let's see. Kamala Harris, no relation, probably still crying about getting her butt whooped during the election. Stephen H. says Kamala's book name, How to Spend $2 Billion and Influence No One. That's a classic name. Farouk, hey, Chawanne, just want to say Happy New Year. Hope all is well. Thank you for tuning in, Farouk. Farouk is also saying Fox News reported last week that 96% of all legacy media reports about Trump was negative. Yeah, I've seen that report as well. And you can't have, you can't say the media is unbiased or bipartisan if you're reporting negative just on one candidate and then positive on just positive stuff on another candidate. So anyway, so Kamala Harris, about her book, now I don't have any New data came out 2 weeks ago on Daily Mail. And I could only say that reason why Kamala Harris might get this $20 million book deal is probably because someone is doing her a solid to get the $20 million debt resolved. Okay, she owes $20 million to some vendors for her campaign, and maybe someone is doing her a solid. It says Kamala Harris set to receive a whopping $20 million from top book publishers for a chance to peek into the skeletons in Biden's White House. That's interesting. So they want to give her $20 million to basically say a tell-all book. They want her to essentially throw Joe Biden under the bus. I'm assuming that's what they mean by like a tell-all book. It says Kamala Harris, who bizarrely blew through a record of $1.5 billion on her failed presidential campaign, may soon earn some big bucks payback. Top publishers in their say Daily Mail has learned exclusively are willing to pay the soon-to-be former vice president, twice failed Democratic presidential hopeful, a whopping advance as much as $20 million for the inside look of President Joe Biden's 82 White House and presidential campaign tell-all book. So they're trying to get messy. According to the Kamala Harris Insider, virtually the moment Kamala lost to Trump, the offers began pouring in. Okay, so they're saying that they know she got some juicy information and they want it. And it says publishing for her to do a definitive book on what really went on between Joe and Kamala. So we know there's rumors that Joe camp and Kamala's camp they bump heads a lot. They do not agree. Jill Biden does not like Kamala Harris. Actually, nobody likes Kamala Harris. Nobody in the White House likes Kamala Harris if it's part of Joe Biden's campaign. Barack Obama didn't like Kamala Harris. He just went on the campaign trail because he took one for the team for the Democratic Party. Oprah Winfrey, I don't believe Oprah Winfrey really cares for Kamala Harris because when Kamala Harris was running back, when she was running against Joe Biden, remember she was running against Joe Biden, nobody reached out to her. Hey, Kamala, you want to sit down on this couch? Let's come to Oprah Table Talk or whatever Oprah TV show was at the time. You know, she had her own. She went off the mainstream network and had her own little show that was going on. But nobody reached out to her and sat down with Kamala Harris. So does Kamala Harris really have any friends? I'm not for sure. She doesn't have any friends. I'm assuming that she's probably not one of those likable people. So and they saying, hey, since you're not likable, you might as well, they threw you under the bus. You might as well throw them under the bus. Will she do that? I doubt it. I really doubt it only because, remember, you guys, you don't. If you follow me on Twitter, if you're not following me on Twitter, a couple of days ago, I saw somebody posted a rumor. This is out on a rumor mill. A 2028 campaign. The ticket is going to be Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris. And I posted, okay, two losers running together. So I guess Hillary Clinton likes Kamala Harris, but Hillary Clinton is not likable on the likable scale either. So you got two unlikable people that's running a campaign, but Hillary is a little bit more likable than Kamala. Anyway, so what I was getting at, if she wants to run for presidency, maybe she won't do this. It says scoring such a huge sum if Kamala 60 is not out of question. Barack and Michelle Obama landed a joint deal from Penguin Random House worth reported $65 million advance in 2017. Bill Clinton got $10 million. A prominent executive at one of the New York's top liberal-leaning publishing houses told Daily Mail more than anyone in the Biden's White House, Kamala as the number 2 and then as Joe Biden's campaign successor after he dropped out the race, knows all the secrets, knows where all the skeletons are buried. She was there from the beginning of the administration and participated in all presidential discussions or decisions, right or wrong. She's the one who could tell us the consummate story. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. It could be even more with TV and movie rights, magazines, newspaper, serial rights. And like the Obama who made a huge deal with Netflix, the monster streaming service is said to be waiting in the wings to deal with Kamala, we've heard. I don't know. I don't know. Unless they rate, okay, you want to spread more propaganda and spread more lies. Or maybe she would take it. Hey, I need to become likable, and I'll let people into my home, and maybe I garner the sympathy of people because I had to deal with monster Biden. Maybe she will portray him as a monster. And so that's right in line to get the sympathy of voters, especially females. Like, oh my God, the black female had to go through so much trauma. We can't never do nothing right. That's my black female voice. Crying. Everything we do it would never be right. It's always something. They're setting the bar so high. We can do everything right and we'll still be wrong. Oh my God. So maybe she's trying to do that. And this would be good for Kamala if she initiates it right. But Kamala, she's not. She reminds me of a fancier Brandon Johnson. Someone that does not have the skills to make a plan out and initiate the plan and, fulfill successful plan, do, check, act, how you do a plan. This is the thing that when you start project planning, plan, do, check, act, when you're in school, that's what they teach you for project planning. I'm pretty sure Kamala didn't take none of those classes because, like I said, she reminds me of like a Brandon Johnson. She is probably lazy. She wants people to do the stuff for her. And based off of the old interviews from Judge Joe Brown and Candace Owens and other people that kind of knows Kamala, they said she's kind of a lazy person. And she expect everybody to do things for her. So I don't know, unless she has everything you're telling her step by step what to do. She's a ghostwriter. She's probably gonna make up stories. And it's if it's up to Kamala, it's not gonna be good. They're not gonna fulfill this. If it's a contractual obligation, it might be fulfilled on time, but it's not going to be good. It's gonna flop. I'm just telling you. She's so unlikable. I can't see how this would be a good thing for her. It might end up backfiring on her if she actually goes through with this TV thing, if that's on the table. But I think she does wants to be president eventually, but I don't know how that is going to pan out for her. Anyway, so that is that. Some of these pictures I'm showing you, Kamala Harris was meeting with Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey had to save her on some of the questions from the town hall meeting. That was a whole debacle. And they're at the tree lighting ceremony in D.C. And her and Dougie, her husband, and I hear their marriage is quite an arrangement. I will have to get more into that. I'm not going to reveal the details of that, but that's one of the stories I probably will touch on at the beginning of this year. Anyway, so that's all I got to say about that. You guys put in the chat, let me know what you think about this. Kevin Walker is in the building. Happy New Year to you. Another 20 million down the drain. She's only going to sell 47 bucks. Farouk says, I think the DNC and the campaign donors want Kamala out of the political life. This $20 million book deal is a golden parachute that they are giving her to ride off in the sunset. I'm not for sure. I think Kamala Harris is one of those people that she doesn't go out without a fight. I don't think she's going to go away. Celeste is saying she's evil and she feels so entitled. And that's why I think she's not going to go away, because I think she feels like this is her right. How dare you say Merry Christmas? Remember, how dare you say Merry Christmas? That's Kamala for you. Alex, they finally took his YouTube channel down. Darn it. But I know where to find it. So, let me see but I still get it out. It might still play. If you're talking about the shooter. Tyrell is saying Celeste, she's not evil. She's just a puppet. Her handlers are evil. Assad, it says his name translates to the compeller, son of faith, Islam. Okay. Farouk is saying, Ed Chawanne, the feds are holding a live press conference. I should tune in. And Tim Ojen Yusuf is saying ISIS is Israeli Secret Intelligence Services. Is that what ISIS stand for? Or are you just putting that out there? According to the Telegraph, Trump said they have some dishonest people. They created ISIS. Hillary Clinton created ISIS with Obama. That might be, I think there might be some truth in that. All of a sudden, when Biden got back in office, ISIS existed again. Donald Trump was saying he basically eradicated ISIS, and now you hear ISIS popping back up, and all these extreme terrorist groups are popping back up and rearing their ugly heads. Let's see if we could find what Farouk to put in the chat. Which conference? Who's holding the conference? Let me just type in his name right quick. You know what? While I'm trying to find that, I'll let you watch this video instead. This is on Shamsud din Jabbar's YouTube channel. This is the suspect. He ended up getting after he ran down all these people, right? 10 people died. 35 people were injured, and 2 police officers were injured during this tragic event early this morning. Okay, they said it happened around 3 a.m. on Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Okay, and after he ran down all these people, he gets out his vehicle and started shooting at the police, and the police returned fire, and he ended up dying at the scene. Okay, This is his old YouTube channel. This video, he's only has one video on this YouTube channel, and this was posted about 4 years ago.
Good evening. I'm Shamsud, Jabbar, property manager with Blue Meadow Properties and team lead at the Midas Group at Core Realty. I just want to say hello and let you know a little bit about me. So I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and now live in Houston. And I've been here all my life, with the exception of traveling for the military, where I spent 10 years as a human resources specialist and IT specialist, where I learned the meaning of great service and what it means to be responsive and take everything seriously, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that things go off without a hitch. So I've taken those skills and applied them to my career as a real estate agent, where I feel like what really sets me apart from other agents is my ability to be able to, one, be a fierce negotiator. So not only do I brilliantly market your property to make sure it gets sold as quickly as possible or gets leased as quickly as possible, but I'm also going to take every ounce of energy and putting it into negotiating for you and for your property to get the best deal that you can possibly get for it. So once we get to the closing table, all the I's are going to be dotted, all the T's are going to be crossed, everything's going to go off without a hitch, and that is my word that I'm giving to you as your real estate agent. So if that's the type of agent you're looking for, reach out to me. You see my phone number on the page. If not, it's 832-774-9718. Give me a call. And even if you don't want to have me as your agent, call me with any questions you may have. So even if you're a first-time home buyer or you're an experienced real estate investor and you're just looking for somebody to help you with doing some analysis on some properties that you're looking at, either way, give me a call. I'm glad to help anytime, and I'm looking forward to talking to you.
Okay, so this is his YouTube channel. Let me just hit refresh. No,
Good evening.
well, it's still up here. I don't know. Okay, this channel was removed because it violated our community guidelines. Well, it didn't violate the community guidelines. It's just he did something wrong, and so now they have to remove his channel. But when I first originally found his channel, he had like maybe 35 subscribers, and then he if we go back to the video I just played, it looked like he had like 300 or something subscribers, and it's like 5,000 views. Okay, that's another thing. So it probably increased substantially over that once people started posting like, oh, we found them. Anywho, so let's see what Fox is talking about. Now, this is live with Fox, and it looks like the FBI is talking.
Our state troopers hope that the police department has been terrific. Our state troopers are cooperating with them. I hope that will continue. Here's what I want to ask from the federal government. Catch these people. Catch these people. And then tell the American people the truth. Now, I don't want you to tell us yet anything's going to interfere with your investigation. And there are things that I've been told that I'm not sharing with you today because it could interfere with their investigation. But after we get to the bottom of this, they need to tell the American people the truth. And the people of New Orleans the truth. And the people of America the truth. I think the mayor and the governor are very wise to postpone this ball game for 24 hours. There's just too much stuff we don't know. And it's just not worth it. But I guess my final point is, I will promise you this: I will, when it is appropriate and this investigation is complete, you will find out what happened and who was responsible. Or I will raise fresh hell, and I will chase those in the federal government who are responsible for telling us what happened, like they stole Christmas.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Congressman Carter, I think.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Senator Kennedy. Thank you to all of our law enforcement agents for doing a yeoman's job, for stepping up at a time when we needed you most, for employing the resources of all of our partners. This is all hands on deck, from the White House all the way down. I've been in communication with the White House since early this morning, Secretary Mayorkas, leaders in all of our federal, local, and state agencies. The President has made it very clear that he intends to bring every resource to bear to not only tell the truth, but to provide the resources to bring these cowards to justice. I want to personally thank the men and women in uniform who put their lives on the line to protect our citizens and our visitors. To our mayor and our governor for acting expeditiously and bringing us all together. To our sheriffs from the surrounding areas who have been Johnny on the spot, recognizing that if it happens in New Orleans, it can happen anywhere. We don't have the luxury of being myopic. In this community, we work together. We don't point fingers, we don't blame. We go after the bad guys. Let it be clear that the full faith and credit of the United States and every agency therein is on the ground, working. And for those who may have played a role in this horrific act of cowardice, we will find you. We will bring you to justice. New Orleans is a place that heralds its ability to protect its citizens, that heralds its ability to manage major events, Super Bowl, Sugar Bowls, Mardi Gras, Jazz Fest, Essence Festival. You name it, no one does it better than law enforcement in New Orleans and in the surrounding area. Kudos to those two officers who've been wounded. Our hearts go out to those who lost loved ones. Our hearts go out to those who are wounded and on the mend in the hospital. Citizens, now is the time to stay calm, to be vigilant. This is not a time to come out to sightsee. Listen to your federal, local, state officials. Be vigilant. If you saw something, say something. If you know something, tell someone. There are tip lines, there's information available. Please, all hands on deck. Rest assured that the decision that was made to postpone the game was not done lightly. It was done with one single thing in mind: public safety. Making sure that the citizens and visitors of this great city, not only for this event, but for every event you come to in Louisiana, that you will be safe. And we will use every resource possible. As the governor has said, as the mayor has said, and every law enforcement agent here has said, our energy, our commitment will be to make sure that you are safe now and for every event in the future. God bless you, and let's stay strong.
Thank you, Thomas.
Attorney General.
I first want to extend my sincerest condolences to the families of the victims. Parents got a phone call last night, early this morning, that no parent ever wants to receive. And as a parent of children who come to New Orleans and spend time here, I know that that is just something that, you know, we hold our breath sometimes till they're home safe, and some people did not come home safe. And we also have some people who are fighting for their lives right now in the hospital. So I'd ask everyone to pray for them. They need our support and they need our prayers. This was a heinous act, a heinous cowardly act, and we will find them and we will bring them to justice. My office will be providing both investigative and prosecutorial support to the City of New Orleans, to the District Attorney, Jason Williams in New Orleans, as I have done for months. We will continue to do that. We will provide the governor with whatever support that he needs, and the Governor's Office of Homeland Security, whatever support that they need. I'll be here to help. I will be here to stand with the City of New Orleans. We will bring them to justice. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Governor and Mayor. For those who do not know me, my name is Ann Kirkpatrick. I'm the Chief of Police of New Orleans. My official title is Superintendent, but my role is as Chief of Police. You know, you've heard some of the details today, and over the last 24 hours, we had approximately 400 officers in the French Quarter. And as we know, this is not just an act of terrorism. This is evil. And when we face evil, we have a choice. We can run in fear, or we can indeed stand in strength. In a time of crisis, people are looking for leadership. You are looking at the leadership. And I promise you, as the Chief of Police of this city has been tried by fire before. But fire purifies. Fire makes things stronger. We have a plan. We know what to do. We are going to get these people. There is a path forward. Very pleased that we will be back to having a wonderful game tomorrow night. New Orleans police have proven their ability to make the city safer. Just 2 years ago, we were the murder capital of America. Today, from that time 2 years ago, we have driven our rate more than 50% down. So we have a track record. But this is different because it's terrorism. Now I want to thank all of our law enforcement partners. You're fabulous and we appreciate the partnership. But last night, 3 of our officers engaged this terrorist who shot at them. 3 of the officers returned fire. Those officers did not run in fear. I liked what the mayor said this morning. New Orleans police and all law enforcement is built. We are built for dealing with evil, with things that would cause us others to be in fear, but instead our officers, and last night NOPD in particular, stood strong. They did not run. They did kill the terrorist. We have 2 officers indeed who received gunfire. They will be okay. We have personally gone to see them. But this is leadership for you. And I promise, as the Chief of Police of this fantastic city, that I will be strong and firm and fearless. Thank you.
Thank you. In wrapping it up, I want to just close with a couple of things. I want to thank Senator Kennedy and Congressman Carter. I want to thank again all of our law enforcement officers out there. I want the families of the victims to know that I will be issuing an executive order that tomorrow, when Notre Dame plays Georgia, every flag of every state building in this state is going to be at half-mast. In remembrance of them, but remembering something else. That fear in this state is a liar. And these folks right here are going to make sure that justice is served. And for the citizens out there that were thinking, well, man, do I really want to go to the Sugar Bowl tomorrow? I tell you one thing, your governor's going to be there. That is proof, believe you me, that that facility in this city is safer today than it was yesterday. And as we come to additional events in this city, I know in speaking with Senator Kennedy and Congressman Carter, and the FBI acting director, and the incoming administration, that they are going to ensure that this city has the resources necessary to protect our citizens and our guests. And so with that, we'll take some questions.
All right, if you could, we'll start over here with CBS. Katie, we'll work our way across the room. If I miss you, just give me a holler. I may not see you. Go ahead, Katie.
Sir, Katie Weiss with CBS News. I mean, I think this has been a really tough day for a lot of people, but at this point, we're hearing that the death toll, according to some FBI sources, has gone up to 15. Is this true?
Who wants to answer that? Yeah.
I can speak for it, because unless you have a final number. We do not have a final number. We know that we have confirmed 10, but we did have people who had been transported who were in critical condition. And so I do not know that, but I can confirm 10.
And one quick follow-up question, if I may. We know that there have been some local records in Texas about a misdemeanor background on this suspect. Any signs or warnings ahead of time about this person or their plans for what to happen this morning?
Because that is the investigation part, I will give the FBI.
At this time, we cannot go into details about the subject's history. What I can tell you, the person was an Army veteran. We believe he was honorary discharge, but we're working through this process, figuring out all this information. The goal with the FBI is providing with the most accurate and complete information. So once that information is confirmed, we'll make sure we push that out. Thank you.
Ariel.
At the time, do you know exactly, as far as the victims, how many are from here in Louisiana versus out of state and their ages maybe?
At this time, I can't go into details about all the victims. We want to make sure that the family is notified appropriately before we put any information out there. So once the families are all notified, then we'll go ahead and release a statement to everyone.
And I would ask the press, in relation to the victims and those that are in hospital, you could just refrain from worrying about them so their loved ones can take care of them, and the medical personnel that are trying to get them out of the hospital can do so. And as information becomes available, we want to respect the privacy of those who are still either fighting for their lives or being cared for. Thank you.
A follow-up, if I may. You guys mentioned accomplices. You don't think that the suspect acted alone. About how many more suspects are you guys looking into at this point?
It's a range of suspects. Right now with the FBI, we do not want to rule anything out. So that's why we're asking if anyone has had any interaction with the deceased subject Jabbar in the last 72 hours, provide us with this information. You can provide us that information through 1-800-CALL-FBI or our digital tips line, which is available on our social media website, as well as the big FBI website.
Can I say something, Arthur? Tell me who you're with. WDSU. Okay, and CBS.
NBC's over here.
Oh, that's an unusual position. You wouldn't. Look, the FBI is not going to be able to answer those questions, okay? They will eventually, I promise you, okay? Once the FBI has a chance to investigate all this, along working with state police, working with Homeland Security, working with the city of New Orleans, they're going to tell you what happened. I can promise you that. Or I'm going to raise fresh hell. But right now, they're in the process of trying to catch the other bad guys. And I want to give them the benefit of the doubt for a while.
26.
Yeah, I had a question about the victims. I know that there was obviously gunfire exchange, so I guess how many victims were shot and then how many were injured?
Look, again, let me reiterate both Special Agent Duncan and Senator Kenny. There's a lot of, I get that y'all want to know minute details. What we don't want to do is impede this investigation or spend any time talking about things that don't get us closer to hunting these folks down and securing the city. And so at a particular point in time, we will release as much information as we can. But at this time, in relation to the investigation, I would ask y'all to refrain from those.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if we're going to just have more of the same, as the governor just said, we're going to provide that information, but we're going to wrap the press conference now.
Hold on a second, hold on.
Let me finish. You weren't listening. If all of the questions are more of the same, what the governor just said in position, we won't be doing that to provide that information. And if you have a quick, different question, then let's do that quickly and move on. Okay?
My question.
Hold on.
That's in an audible fashion.
You say there are multiple.
Ma'am. Hold on, sir. Hold on. Then who was next? We had over here.
Hi, Rachel Wolf from the Wall Street Journal. You said you are confident there are multiple suspects involved. What makes you confident in that?
Well, like, why would we tell you that? Again, that's, I mean, look, again, we want to answer pertinent questions. But anything that would lead to impeding or endangering this investigation is not going to be said, okay? And we will, as information unfolds, this is a very fluid process. And remember something too, we're doing two things. We're hunting some bad people down and we're securing the city too. We're getting ready for a Sugar Bowl tomorrow. So if y'all would, again, if you have questions regarding Sugar Bowl, the safety of the city, or something to that effect, we're happy to answer.
There's over here.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Alyssa.
Usually in parts of the French Quarter, specifically in parts of Bourbon Street, there are bollards. We're hearing that some of those may have been down because of repairs. Can you speak to that? And maybe was there any backup option of putting a truck there or an NOPD car there?
Well, let me tell you, yeah, one, I'm going to let the mayor answer. I want you to know that's one of the first things I thought of this morning when the mayor called me, okay? And I will tell you that whatever the problem was is going to be solved.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Governor, and thank you for the question. I do understand that it's been on your radar since this morning. As it relates to the bollards on Bourbon Street, over 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, the city of New Orleans implemented an infrastructure project placing bollards on Bourbon. Thereafter, the malfunctions of those bollards ensued from Mardi Gras beads on down. But the New Orleans Police Department, of course, deemed them inefficient because they did not operate the way that they were intended to do. Because the city of New Orleans is hosting Super Bowl this year, it gave the city of New Orleans an opportunity to go further and deeper with infrastructure improvements, as we've been talking about. So as a result of that, we were able to build in bollard replacement into our Super Bowl infrastructure package. And because of that, the city of New Orleans has moved forward with that infrastructure that is nearing completion. Bollards were not up because they are near completion, with the expectation of being completed, of course, by Super Bowl, way before Super Bowl. But that is the reason. Now, the New Orleans Police Department and Chief, you can speak to the deployment as a to respond to our needs and existing conditions.
All right, so we have been aware of the bollard situation for a long time, and we did indeed harden those target areas where the bollards are. We have patrol cars out there as a hard target, as well as with barriers. Now, I want to share with y'all, if you did not know, that this particular terrorist drove around onto the sidewalk and got around the hard target, where he did have a car there, we had barriers there, we had officers there, and they still got around. Now, the wedges that you see out there as well, we knew that that had malfunction problems. And I want you to understand, and it got stuck. There is no way that ambulance could get in or out, people couldn't get in and out. So we knew that these were malfunction. So we did indeed have a plan, but the terrorist defeated it.
Yeah, let me just say this. We recognize we got a problem right here, right? We're going to fix it. It is going to be a top priority as we go into the Super Bowl in Mardi Gras. And the solution that we're going to come up with is going to be a permanent one. It's going to be placed into the standard operating procedure of having major events and securing that quarter.
A follow-up, if I may, obviously Super Bowl postponed till tomorrow, but I'm sure after that game, a lot of people are going to want to celebrate. Are there plans to keep Bourbon Street closed? What does that look like?
So right now, Bourbon Street is an active crime scene, and the FBI is in charge of it. When they clear it, and it does not become an active crime scene anymore, we're going to open it up.
Fox 8. Can we ask about this military police presence, that you want to call it? Is this a private security like Blackwater? Also, would that be a first that a private security firm is mobilized to supplement local and state law enforcement?
No. We're not. This is our National Guard. These are our citizens that we're bringing in. It's a military police company that we recognize. We need some more resources. We need some more boots on the ground. Because again, what we're doing now is twofold. We've got an active investigation and we've got enhanced security. Before this event, we were just enhancing and working on security. So we brought some additional resources.
Jesse Kirsch with NBC News. Thank you for holding the press briefing. I just want to clarify something first. Talking about bollards that are being repaired, talk about a lift gate that are replaced and then a lift gate that's not been working. Was there a vehicle in place of that lift gate last night? Were there things in place of those bollards?
The chief spoke to the plan in place, and that is yes.
That was indeed.
So anything that is currently in the midst of being repaired had backup replacement?
It had vehicles and officers were there where all of those ballasts have been. We had that. We knew. So we did have it. And like I said, in this particular case, terrorists just went all the way around up onto the sidewalk.
And what about for the lift gate? Was there a vehicle like backing in and out to block that lift gate area, or was that just down and open? That's what we first with.
Chief, Captain. The reason I'm calling the captain is the captain over that district, and that is a question I'm going to let him address for you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Captain LeJean Roberts of the 8th District. Yes, we did have strategically placed right in front of the wedge, preventing access onto the roadway.
And in terms of the framework of security that was already in place on Bourbon Street, I know this is an ongoing project of improvement, but with how that was all aligned, was someone getting up on a sidewalk considered impossible or nearly impossible, or was this not something you expected you would have to account for?
Yes, of course, it wasn't something we expected to account for. The bollards they're actually wedges. They're strategically placed 5 locations throughout the French Quarter on the roadway. This particular terrorist drove onto the sidewalk behind the police car to gain access to the 100 block of Bourbon Street.
So if you're worried about someone ever driving down Bourbon Street, why weren't you worried about someone driving up the sidewalk in the same way, or at least bracing for you the same way for all
Okay.
users?
All right, look. We can go on what ifs forever. This is evil. And that guy could have easily gone down the sidewalk of Canal Street, where there were a ton of pedestrians on there as well.
And there are
That's right.
on some
No, right.
sidewalk, so that's, I'm
Right.
just asking.
Hold on a
But-
second, we're gonna
But
move
just,
on. Chelsea, go ahead.
just want you to know, however, we recognize, I said earlier, that where there are defects in this system, we are going to be transparent and we are going to address them with the city and make sure that we fill those gaps as best we can.
Yeah, Chelsea Grace with Axios. I have a question just about the sort of ongoing public safety today. Special Agent mentioned two possible IEDs. Were those in the same location? Should residents in the French Quarter or elsewhere be concerned about potential other situations?
The two IEDs that were in different locations, and what we've done in conjunction with our local and state partners, we've gone through and done a sweep to identify anything that we thought was suspicious, and we have not. However, as I said before, if the public sees something, please reach out to us. That way we can go through and verify that we did not miss anything. But we conducted initial sweeps, I think, starting shortly after our initial
Yes, I'm going to thank you,
conference.
Agent. I do want to share that we have a plan, and we have been implementing that plan. One of those plans is that we have swept all of these areas. The word swept means we have put officers out there as a grid, walking down the streets, every street in the French Quarter, looking for suspicious packages, bags, ice chests, you name it. And they have been walking it as a grid. We've been doing the same thing on Poydras and all the accesses into the Superdome. Part of the safety plan is we have bomb dogs out there sweeping the Superdome and all the exterior area, and we're locking that down. That will be locked down through the game tomorrow. So that's a part of that safety plan, and we've already been implementing it.
Okay, thank you all for coming out.
Question back here for the governor on the MPs. How many MPs will be deployed to the war?
Right now, there's I think it's a General Friedel, 100? 100, and, yeah. All right, thank you all so much.
Thank you.
What gives you the confidence tomorrow night it'll be safe riot?
I'm going to be there.
Yes, but you're all saying make improvements, sir. What gives you the confidence? You're a bodyguard.
There you have it, folks. So they were able to question the officers and, you know, the coordinating officers or governmental officials that are actually doing the legwork to find and locate the other individuals that are involved in this attack. Just to give you guys a synopsis of what happened. Hopefully you can see this. Let me make sure. Yeah, you can see this. This is just a summary of what happened. They're saying at least 10 people were killed and dozens injured after a driver plowed a car into a large crowd on Canal and Bourbon Street in New Orleans approximately at 3:15 a.m. City officials said 35 people were injured, including the police officer. They're saying a police officer, but it was actually two police officers. Have been transported by NOMS, so New Orleans Emergency Services, to 5 local hospitals. The FBI investigating the incident as an act of terror. Police said that the suspect died after he jumped out his car and jumped out of his pickup truck and traded gunfire with responding officers. 2 police officers were injured and are in stable condition. Now, Fox News have learned, and we know this, that this guy is from Texas. He had a Texas license plate. This truck was a rental truck. It says it was tracked crossing the southern border in the U.S. at Eagle Pass, Texas on November the 16th. It has not been confirmed that the attacker was driving the vehicle when they crossed the border. Police have not confirmed the attacker's immigration status, but we already know the attacker is not an immigrant. He was born in the U.S., but we don't know if his parents, if he's a firstborn immigrant, or what did they call it, an anchor baby, I guess, immigrant. But it's saying he was born and raised in Texas. He does have military ties. Let me see if I can refresh this screen to see.
Hey everybody, my name is Sam, aka Sam Bucha, and I'm a YouTuber who makes variety content ranging.
And it's saying that they need more boots on the ground. They said that that's why they mobilized the National Guard, because they're trying to get more boots on the ground. Now, this is the picture. Some people were saying, "Oh, that's not the guy." The video I just shared with you before we started talking about this. Well, this is the picture before. I guess he got gray hair, and everybody's sharing this picture, and there's let me just share this tab with you. This is Shamsud Jabbar, 42, has been identified as the driver who massacred the pedestrians. About this flag, I got a video that I want to share with you about this flag. They're saying this flag is an ISIS flag. I don't know how true that is, but it looks as if, now this is a conspiracy theory, but I have a video where this flag was not on the car. This flag was not on the car on this video. But, as we could see pictures, this flag is on the car. So I don't know who placed the flag on the car. I don't know what that means. Some people are saying this theory, oh, it's just to get Americans riled up to invade a country, i.e. Iran. You got to have support. Support to invade the country. Just like the 9/11 attack, Americans would not support it invading, Afghanistan, to look for weapons of mass destruction or whatever it was George Bush was saying, the 9/11 attack, and who was responsible, who claimed 9/11 attack. Who was responsible, and they were saying Osama bin Laden was responsible. And remember, George W. Bush was claiming that, oh yeah, we need to search for weapons of mass destruction and all that good stuff. So, and there's some conspiracy theories out about the 9/11 attack. Number one, that the intelligence community were forewarned about this attack, but since they wanted to invade Iraq and other areas, Muslim countries, they said, okay, we need to get Americans on board. So I'm not for sure, but this is a conspiracy theory that's going around on the internet. So this is some of the footage. If you want to go through, I'm not going to play this. I'm not going to play this. But if you want to go to Daily Mail and watch it for yourself, you can. So, and you see some police officers are out. You have your mayor speaking of New Orleans. They sound really silly at first, you guys. Let me just see if I could. So this is very graphic. This is horrible. I don't know why the audio doesn't play on these videos, but let's move forward. Okay, and so it says, following the horrific tragedy, an image of what appears to be a flagpole on the back of the unidentified driver's truck circulated online, and you can see some bodies laying out in the street. This is just a map of what happened. It says Wednesday around 3:15 a.m., suspect accelerated down Bourbon Street. EV truck plows into the crowd and killed 10 people and injured 35. This one is showing shootout with cops unfold. This what's labeled 3. It says shootout with cops unfold. 2 cops shot and hospitalized in stable condition. And at scene 4, Wednesday morning, authorities shut down Bourbon Street. FBI, ATF, Homeland Security launched multi-agency investigation. So, New York Post is posting on, this, and they're showing the guy with the flag. Everybody's posting this video about the guy on his YouTube channel, where YouTube took his channel down. Somebody is saying, let me see what that post is. It says, according to Texas real estate commissioner Shamsud Jabbar, was based in Harris County and had a sales agent license that expired in 2023. I was posting on my, this is an arrest record. I was posting on my X account that, based off the videos that we saw, that real estate video, you think he's just a normal person, a normal citizen, and I don't know when he became radicalized, or if he was always radicalized and he was just, fooling everybody. Maybe a sleeper cell. I'm not for sure. And he got his marching orders to do whatever. Are they going to come out with a manifesto? I'm not for sure. Or will we forever find a manifesto? The first 2 are mug shots. The third one is a screenshot of the video. It's the same guy. This looked like the same guy. It says he was based in London, Greater London. Previously was the president of Blue Metal and also held positions at Army, United Postal Service, Accenture, Gen Enterprise, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Receives an associate's degree from Central Texas College and bachelor's from Georgia State University. Everybody's saying it's strange. I mean, he doesn't fit, what we would say. I mean, all but his name. Like, okay, yeah, we could say he's a Muslim, maybe, or, have, came from a Middle Eastern name, maybe. We could say that, but is he like, just off of his, his curriculum vitae, he doesn't fit the profile. Not all Muslims are terrorists. Somebody put this on there. Just a few 100 millions are. I don't know if they was trying to be facetious on that, but whatever. They're saying there's also 4 to 5 other people involved in the coordination of this attack. This is probably a trial run, maybe. So he did have explosive devices on him, and they were trying to determine, and I'm saying police and the FBI, law enforcement agencies were trying to determine were the IEDs he had in the back of his truck, were they actually active? I could say, yeah, maybe they didn't go off and something went awry. They also said it looks like he did not want to die. And they were saying because the plan was, I guess he was planning to like drive the vehicle into the crowd, and it was supposed to just explode by its, maybe leave the vehicle there and explode by itself. I'm not for sure. So I don't know if anybody's claiming this attack or who's responsible. Now, this is I don't know if you guys know Ryan Mata. This year, I made a commitment to talk more about human trafficking and immigration in young children. I'm going to start doing series about that because I think our government official, either they're involved or they're just trying to ignore, and cover it under the rug, where we have different countries that we're trying to control and ignore, and we're trafficking or stealing their children, i.e. Guatemala. So there's Ryan Mata. He's done a lot of research about human trafficking, and he's done extensive research about Guatemala. I don't know if you guys heard the U.S. And some officials in the U.S. are coming down on the attorney general in Guatemala, saying this particular attorney general is corrupt, and this attorney general is trying to pry out answers from the U.S. officials in regards to the missing children. And I guess they do have I don't want to call it No Child Left Behind, but I forget what the organization, but it's a nonprofit organization. It's basically an organization where they take kids, and these are orphan kids, and provide them homes. And they have one station in Guatemala, throughout the world, and they coordinate efforts between Guatemala and the U.S. Well, who sits on the board? So backtrack. The attorney general was questioning and trying to get some of the state officials to answer, hey, why are you guys, we're continue to have missing kids, and it seems like they're funneling through this nonprofit organization. Where are our missing children? And they actually, Guatemala, they end up, they see about 20 missing children per day. Okay. And so I guess she ruffled the wrong feathers. I have to go back and look up the lady's name, but I'll talk about it, give you a full extensive report. And so they started, the U.S. started saying, oh, this woman is corrupt and we need her to be removed from office. And they tried to overturn her election results. And they did a whole bunch of heinous stuff. She just tried to smear her name just because she was just trying to save her Guatemalan children. And on this board of this nonprofit organization, your girl Jill Biden is one of the board members. So he's uncovered a lot of stuff about human trafficking, and particularly for kids, and these smaller countries where the U.S. got them under their thumbs. So this Ryan Mata, he made oh my goodness. He made a, let me see if it, okay. It's been deleted. Let me see if I enlarged it. Can I enlarge it? I don't know if he deleted it or who deleted it. He made a post. He said, "Dear America, why did the FBI place the ISIS flag on the truck after the fact?" And they deleted this post. I don't know who deleted it, but it's deleted. Now, is this the same? And how we could check to see if this is the same truck. It seemed like they're trying to render support on this individual. So, and you see the flag is not there. If we go back to this truck, I want to see if this yellow container is in there in the truck. Let me see. To see if it's kind of the same truck, but I don't know. Yeah, so it is the same truck. You guys get that? So this is the truck. It has this yellow container in there. It has some other box in there. You see the top of it is flipped over, the hood of the truck. So this is the same truck. And if we go back to this X post that I shared and now it's been deleted, they're saying that he's saying that, you know, why did the FBI place the flag on top of the truck? Do you see any flag? I'm zooming in. There's no flag. This is the same truck though. There's no flag on there. They took it down, or they put it up there. You guys put it in the chat. Let me know what you think about that. I doubt that, mannequin, because at that point, the police was around the area and they evacuated everybody out. Here's the flag on the truck from the security company. Okay, where's the video link at? Because I don't see it. So I'm not for sure. I'm not for sure. Tatum is saying there's a video from Fox 8 NOLA that shows the flag waving on the truck as the truck plows through the sidewalk. Okay, so maybe that's why they deleted the post. Let me go to NOLA 8. This is the truck. So the truck did have a post on the back of his truck. But I didn't see no flag though. I saw a post. that happened pretty fast. I want to go through it again. Yeah, he does got a flag on his or something on the back of his, or it's a post on the back of his car. Anyway, so there you have it, folks. Stephen is saying any other photos or videos of the truck just prior to the incident. That was one of them I just showed you. No, the Israeli secret intelligence service told him to bring that with him so to not look forward to make it easier for the authorities. I'm not for sure. There should be dozens of videos around the crime scene that should show who, what, how, when the flag ended up, where did it go. And maybe they took it off for evidence. Mannequin is saying, give it a break. Do you slow down at car accidents? These people are all on all sides. That's the bad about it, I think. We need those amendments in Europe, especially tens of thousands of fighting age men constantly rocking up on the beaches. So I'm not for sure. I would just like to know more of this guy's background and how he became so radicalized to do that. You know, because this is kind of terrible. And if they're saying there's more people involved, if it's really more people involved, and they think it is this just another you know, are they planning something else, you know? Are they planning something else on this attack? Okay, so there you have it, folks. I don't have any more information. I don't have any more information. If I get more information, I'll share with you. Let me reset this. I'm just trying to see, because sometimes what am I getting at? Social media will come up with stuff before, you know, the mainstream media puts it out. Somebody said he donated to Act Blue campaign back in 2020 and 2024. That don't mean anything. People try to make the correlation. I don't think that means anything. You only donated $10. Well, we could say he's a Democrat probably, but I don't think it means anything. Now it's saying breaking news. This is just broke. This is New Orleans AP investigators have reviewed a video of 3 men and women placing explosives in probe of New Orleans attack, the document shows. That's according to AP. You know, and I forgot to tell you another odd thing happened today. There was a cyber truck parked in front of Trump Towers, and the cyber truck exploded in front of Trump Tower. It happened today. That's happened today. It's saying a Tesla Cybertruck exploded into flames, parked in front of Trump Tower entrance in Las Vegas. Police are reportedly investigating as an active crime scene. And I guess this they're talking about 3 men and a woman. So it's 4 other people that they're looking for. This is the explosive that happened in front of Trump Tower, you guys. I hope nobody got hurt. So, you know, it's some strange things that's happening. It's the first year, and we could say that it's been a wild ride already in 2025. It's only the first day of the year. So hopefully, you know, they will catch everybody that's involved. And there's some other stuff that's going on. I just need to do more research. Something happened in Virginia that I want to do research on it. So you guys let me know what you think about this whole ordeal. as news come out, if we have some more information, we will talk about it tomorrow. But I'm gonna let you go. I'm sending all my good to you. Happy New Year to you. Hopefully you're having a blessed day. Make sure you get a great meal on your first day of 2025. Make sure you stay safe. And like the police officer says, if you see something, say something, okay? And this could happen anywhere. So if you're out and about seeing suspicious things, make sure you just don't sweep it under the rug. Say something about it. Okay, you guys be blessed, and I will talk to you tomorrow.